Hey Beyond Decadence fans, it's Chef Maria and I am back for part 2 of Cookies and Cream Truffles. I'm sure you guys probably couldn't sleep last night because you were so excited to see how this came out. Well, I'm here to show you what happened. I put these in the refrigerator and after about an hour, it really didn't take too long, they were pretty firm. I just covered it with a piece of saran wrap on my little quarter sheet pan, and this is how they came out. Now I did test a couple. You can hear it drop it. It's pretty hard. So that was just with the 4 ounces of cream cheese and the 1.5 cups of Oreo cookie crumbs. Now, right now I do have another sheet pan underneath it just to keep it super cold. So let me go ahead and get started and I'll talk you through it before this starts to get warm. I've got my air conditioning on, but it's pretty warm outside today, so my kitchen keeps heating up a lot too, even though the oven's not on. So anyway, I've got my little hard truffle right there. And what I used the pink one, is this. Now, there are all different brands. This is the Wilton strawberry flavored candy melts. I don't get any kickback from them, just telling you what I used. Or you can use Ghirardelli's candy melts as well. Don't use just regular chocolate chips by itself. It won't work correctly. It'll be very hard and you will not enjoy it at all. I've got white ones too, but this used the pink ones. It's a strawberry flavor. So what I did was I put the melts in this, did it bain-marie, so it's just water. Make sure I got it in the shot there so you guys can see what I'm talking about. And the water should not be boiling. Get that out of the way. And then I just melted it in there. Now you can melt it in the microwave if you choose on 50% power. I just like doing it over water because then I don't have to keep going back to the microwave, stop, stir, stop, stir. That just drives me crazy. So I melted it and it's pretty liquidy. These actually felt a little bit thicker. The melted version wasn't as thin as you see it now, so it was really gloppy and really too thick when I was trying to test a couple and coat them and dunk them. So I did pour in just a little bit, I mean a little bit of canola oil just until it loosened up. So I'm going to show you the easiest way to do it. There's all sorts of ways to do these with this dipping fork, which looks very precarious. There's a lot of different techniques, but I find that the easiest way to do it, and that I think you'll enjoy the most at home, is just take your chilled truffle, drop it in the bowl, and I'm just going to move it around with the spatula, and then I'm just going to roll it a little bit with the fork too. Now you have to move a little bit quickly because if you leave it in here too long, this the chocolate, the candy melt is warm, so it's going to start to heat up the truffle too much and then it will start to melt. So then I'm just going to take it, make sure you guys can see it, and I'm going to gently slide it off on the sheet pan. And the sheet pan has, make sure it's in the shot there. I keep going the wrong way. It's hard when you're working in reverse. There you go. And there it is. And I see a little spot on the back where I'm just going to patch it a little bit. You can patch it a little bit while it's still warm. And then you let it sit for a second, and then from there, if I wanted to put on some Oreo cookie crumbs, just so that way people know what the flavor is. These actually I can drop on while it's still fairly wet. Anything else, if I were going to add it on the top, I'd wait till it dried just a little bit. You can't wait till it dries all the way or it will be too dry. How's that? Didn't that make sense? Okay, so I'll drop in another one. Get my little spatula out of the way. I'm just rolling it around. And you can see I'm getting a couple crumbs in the candy melt. And this was just a little bit of candy melt I had left. I didn't want to melt a whole big bag because I'm just doing this for you guys. I don't have any purpose for these, and I do not need to eat them all. So actually that one looks pretty good. Okay. And I just used the same piece of parchment that they were in the refrigerator on. No harm in that at all. It didn't get dirty, it didn't get gunky, anything like that, and I'm just using it for this anyway. Now see, I'm running out of candy melt, so it's getting a little precarious. But I still got it. Let's drop it off. I may need to use a spatula to give it a little nudge. I'll hold those up so you can see them, get the right way. And there are my 2 unfinished ones. So I'll give this a little bit of, oh, I wanted to show you something real quick. Hopefully it's still warm enough. It goes cold really quickly. This is a little bit of candy melt. This is just the vanilla flavored one. And so I put it in a piping bag. I use my little scraper to scrape it down to the tip, hopefully not on the floor or on the counter. I'll hold it up so you can see it. And then I'm just gonna take it, get this flow started, and just do some drizzle. I'll do it again, get the flow started, and then just do some drizzle. Oops, as it slides off. Okay, so that's how that's done. Now I do need to wait for these to set before I move them, and you can tell they're still wet because they still look very shiny. So I could pop these in the refrigerator and that would help firm them up quickly. The air is blowing down on them, so if I talk long enough, it might firm it up. Here's a couple that I already finished. Okay, and that's when the candy melt was a little bit thicker, and I decided I needed to thin it out with a little bit of oil. So I have a couple more things to share with you, and we'll let those sit. They'll probably set while I'm talking, and then I'll move them to the other tray. I did a poll, or I just posted a poll on the same page, so I'd love it if you guys would participate. I know as we're all going through this self-isolation and staying in together, that there's more people in the house than we're typically used to. So before I started changing up the menu to offer you what I think you want, I wanted to ask you what you want. As more people are home, I'm thinking you might want assortments and larger quantities. Instead of having to get, a dozen of this or a dozen of that, you might want a mixture, things along that nature, and also to get your feedback on what your favorite items are. I think I know what are the most popular as I look at my records and what's purchased all the time, but I want to hear from you as well. And you may have some other ideas and suggestions that I haven't even thought of. There's a link to my website, so you can use that as a refresher if you don't remember all the products that I have. Also, I'm going to ask you, as I'm doing these videos, I'm doing it for fun, to connect with you guys. I enjoy them. I hope you're enjoying them too. Please share them. Please comment, like, and share with your fan base or your friends, so that way they can enjoy them too. I really love teaching. I really love, doing TV when I've had those opportunities. And so this is just a great way to do that while we're still in the middle of this pandemic. Normally, dessert cater and do a pop-up bakery all around the Lake Norman and Charlotte area, but now things are a little bit different, just as we're all adjusting to life a little bit differently now. So I would love it if you would share these videos and just give me your feedback on what you would like to see, if there's anything else. I am working on the online course. I see there's comments, but I can't see them, so I'll read them as soon as I'm done and respond. I am working on an online course because I have lots of ideas of information I think that people would enjoy seeing. I know there are a lot of other sources out there that are doing online courses as well, but I hope that you would find value in what I'm doing and feel good about supporting a local business, my local small business. This course, I'll still do short courses like this, every day, maybe every other day, but I'll still do them, and they'll be shorter in length. And if you decide that you would like to try out the longer courses that will be paid, then I welcome you to take a look at that. I'm going to make the material appropriate, so that way if you want to put your kids down in front of it and let them, watch it and, go along with what's going on in the material, that would be an option. I know households are looking much different right now with a lot of people under one roof that normally aren't all there at the same time all the time. So I want to give back and do my part to kind of help us navigate through this together. Well, I think I've probably talked a little bit long enough or close enough that these are, Now you've got the little foot on the end, and once it sets a little bit more, there we go. You can just break it off and life is good. And if you're looking at this and going, oh my goodness, are your glasses dirty? You have like a little bitty truffle in the middle, and then you have these big ones. Well, remember, if you go back and watch the video from yesterday, my glasses may be dirty, but see, I just knocked that off. It's still a little warm. Usually I'd let it set a little bit more, but I wanted to finish this and show you. But remember, I had 2 different size scoopers, and I think I misspoke on the numbers of the scoopers, what size the little bowl was, but anyway, they're in the dishwasher now, so there we go. Uh-oh. Oh, good, didn't break it. So, there we go. So there are the cookies and cream truffles, and I've dipped them in the candy melts that are strawberry. These happen to be from Wilton. And then I did a stripe using vanilla candy melt as well, just to give it a little bit of jazz and panache. And then some have the Oreo cookie crumb on top. So I hope you enjoyed the video. I'll post a picture of these online as soon as I get done, in case you can't get a good shot of them right now. And I thank you so much for joining me again. Join me again, let's say Monday. I might do another video tomorrow, but join me again on Monday to set your notifications. That way you can always be on the cutting edge and see when there is a new video available and what my latest foray in the kitchen is. Now I have to find some way to eat all these things. But please take part in the poll, because it only runs until Sunday night. It's only a 24-hour poll, and I'd love to get your feedback so that way I know what changes to make to the website and what to start offering, so I can start delivering to you as soon as Monday, as soon as I hear back from what your preferences are. I hope you guys are having a great evening. Stay cool. It is a little warm, and I'll see you here next time.